This is Ola at My Empire Pro, your favorite real estate coach. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your empire starts today. I've written 3 game-changing books. Download them free at myempirepro.com/books. I'm also looking for partners, money, time, or anywhere in between. If that's you, visit myempirepro.com/partners. And if you want to try the all-in-one PropStream software for free, go to myempirepro.com/PropStream. Stay tuned. Let's build your $10,000 per month real estate empire. Welcome back. We're going through this series right now. We'll call it the 10K per month wholesale real estate blueprint mastery, whatever you want to call it. So welcome back. As I run through some of this information from time to time, make sure you're sharing, subscribing, liking, all that nice stuff so you can keep getting the content. And also, if you're looking for opportunity to work with us, feel free to go to myempirepro.com/partners. All the links are linked in the description, and you can see them always scrolling through the screen. All right, without any right into the content. All right, so why 90% fail before $10,000 per month in wholesale real estate? Well, first of all, wholesale real estate is the art and science of finding deeply discounted properties, locking them under contract, a purchase contract at a discount, of course, and then disposing, we call it disposition, assigning the right to that contract to end buyer investor for a fee. We call it assignment fee. It can go anywhere from $10,000 to $82,000 off of my personal experience. By the time I was doing my 30th deal, I was averaging about $15,000 to $25,000 per deal. But it might be smaller sometimes, it might be bigger. So it just depends. But it doesn't matter as long as you can make money and you understand the process. And that's what I'm here to shed some light on. If I get disconnected or anything like that, no worries, I'll come back. It's just that I'm also taping from a shitty La Quinta hotel room. So I don't have a choice right now. So please, let's manage it. I have a scheduled content. I wanted to make sure I'm bringing them. So why 90% fail? Why 90% fail? Well, the game is pretty simple. It's different three different processes that you have to go through. 5 stages of the stages are data, contact, leads, contract, and deals. But there are 3 processes that navigate you through that. And that process is marketing, acquisition, and disposition. I have other videos that explain that in details. So everyone wants to make $10,000 a month, right? They want to do that wholesaling. Of course, who doesn't want to make $10,000 every single month, potentially more? Everybody I know wants to do that, but people might be a little bit skeptical. People that know how the game works in the United States will not be skeptical. People that are anywhere in the world where they understand real estate will not be skeptical. As a matter of fact, real estate is going through a transitional phase in terms of the market right now. So sales have slowed down. There's more inventory in the market. The houses are spending more days on the market before they sell, but that gives buyers a lot more options and give them a negotiating position. So you can actually pick up a lot of deals right now if you're coming into the game as a buyer. But as a wholesaler, your game is understanding the numbers. You just need to learn how to understand the numbers. So we're actually going to talk about numbers here in a second. So again, everybody wants to make money in real estate, right? I don't know anybody that doesn't want to make money in real estate. If you don't want to make money in real estate, you're kind of weird. But I understand that everybody is busy with their other lives and stuff like that. And that's why we make this platform available so that people can actually learn. But here's the cold truth. 90% never do. They never make money in real estate. And I want to uncover why most people will fail. Even those that attempt it, they will fail before they ever see their first consistent deal. Okay. There are some common traps that I want you to pay attention to. One of them, the major one, I've actually been a victim of this one, is the shiny object syndrome. Okay, there are gurus out there who continue effortlessly. Ever since I've started 20 years ago, they continue to sell. As a matter of fact, how I started was I ended up in a seminar, at a hotel room. Back then, it used to be hotel rooms, not a bunch of webinars that we have today. So, because of the social media, and how social media takes everything viral, there's more and more distractions out there. We call it shiny object syndrome. Okay, so even if you've gotten started and you've taken your first step, second test step, third step, there's distractions everywhere. And what happens that you end up not doing proper follow-ups. You end up not having proper consistent. You having consistent marketing. Okay, so I just giving you like three right there, three reasons why 90% of people fail. The shining object syndrome, no follow-ups, because obviously there's only so much time in a day. You find yourself all over the place. You're trying this, you're trying that, you're trying again. I've been the victim of that. I'm just letting you know the kind of forces against your chances at success. And thirdly, you have inconsistent marketing. Okay, there's also what we call the skill gap versus the will gap. Everybody wants to make money in real estate, right? But there's also something called the skills, and the skills is not necessarily knowing how to. Knowing how to is a function of doing. Okay, yeah, function of knowledge to an extent, but we have we have we have abundance. Let me make sure I'm connected. We have abundance of knowledge. Okay, so knowledge is not the problem. The problem that we have today is what I would call execution. Okay, the people have knowledge, information everywhere, tons of information, but no one is executing, which is what I'm doing here is a little bit different, because instead of selling you another course, okay, I want us to do business. Let's get to work and do some business. That's the difference. Okay. So that's another thing. That's a fourth one, the skill gap versus the will gap. Many people want to, but they will get stuck in wanting to, getting ready to get ready, and never really getting anything done. Okay. So it's very important that you have accountability partners and systems in place. You need to be you need to position yourself so you can measure daily KPIs. What we call KPIs, that means key performance indicators, right? What are the things, activities you're supposed to be doing every day? Is this supposed to take you an hour, 30 minutes? It doesn't take a lot. It just, like I said, is the difference between knowledge and execution. Okay. Most people just know too much. Most of us in this time and age, we know too much, but we execute very little because we're overwhelmed by wanting to know. We're obsessed. We want more knowledge. We want more knowledge. Okay. So you need to find out what your daily KPIs is, what activities, which leverage point have you decided to come in. I mentioned on one of our last few videos, go check it out. The four leverage points, which is called media labor capital, right? Where are you coming into the game, and how are you going to measure your progress? Obviously we want to close deals. You want to make $10,000 per month, but there's a lot of different milestones in between now and that point that you can actually use to measure your progress, right? We set a goal, $10,000 per month, but you need to turn that to a smart goal. You need to be specific, it needs to be measurable, right? Attainable, achievable, reachable, and trackable. You need to be able to track all those different things in order to succeed. Okay, so it's very important to have daily KPIs. If you're doing cold calling, how many calls are you making? I don't encourage cold calling, FYI. If you're sending offers every time you prospect, let's say you set up campaigns, right? How many offers are you sending in a week? The more offers you make, the better, right? And then obviously, if you have people sitting inside of your CRM, right, your customer or client relationship management software, if you have certain people sitting in that, how many of them are you following up? How many follow-ups are you doing that you're logging on any given week? Okay, so if you're not tracking any one of this stuff, you're like 90% of people that will attempt any business that will fail within the first 5 years. Any business. Well, it's no different in wholesale. It's definitely not different when it comes to being a real estate agent. At the end of the day, this is not a job. It's entrepreneurship. You're responsible for all those things that typically a job will basically give you a paycheck to do every day. But that's why this is highly rewarding. It requires a little bit more of you in terms of discipline, but that's the reason why it is very, very rewarding. All right. So real talk, this is a mindset issue. Okay. There's some routines here that we need to set. Things need to be repetitive in nature. And if you let me make sure that I'm on the right microphone. Okay, good. Things are going to be repetitive in nature, but that's how it works. It's going to be boring. You're going to be distracted from time to time. Remember the shining object syndrome, but that's precisely how you're going to win. And if you get distracted by shiny object syndrome, or to see, we call it shiny object because they will pose as valuable. They will look like value. They will make sense. You'll be able to justify that it makes sense to be distracted, but you have to be disciplined. So mindset and routine are more valuable than fancy systems, than getting distracted. Every time you jump ship, you feel like you're doing something fancy, but it's just all a waste. So now that you know why most people fail, let's talk about the one key shift that separates the 10% who actually hit $10,000 per month. Okay, so yes, make sure you're watching all of those videos. If you can't in the moment, make sure you're saving them in your watch later, and make sure you're coming back to them. So let's talk about what the other 10% tend to do. And yeah, I'll be right back. This is Ola at My Empire Pro, your favorite real estate coach. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Your empire starts today. I've written 3 game-changing books. Download them free at myempirepro.com/books. I'm also looking for partners, money, time, or anywhere in between. If that's you, visit myempirepro.com/partners. And if you want to try the all-in-one PropStream software for free, go to myempirepro.com/PropStream. Stay tuned. Let's build your $10,000 per month real estate empire.